Welcome to another episode of Women Investing in Women. Robin and I are super thrilled to come to you week after week, featuring amazing women who are standing in their power and reaching out to lift other women, invest in other women. At the same time, very comfortable and courageous in their vulnerability to reach out and lean into other women. Women thrive because we master the opportunity and the ability to give and receive in a way that we build ourselves up and we build each other up. And as we enter 2024, we want each of you to take that message and that image into your life and into your professional career so that we can continue to build each other. And today, to have an impactful conversation with us is Shubhi Rao. Shubhi, welcome to Women Investing in Women.
A pleasure and an honor to be here. Thank you.
Shubhi is a founder and CEO of Uplevyl, having been a technology executive in the world of finance and the corporate world. She went on to establish a business to help women and help women grow and thrive in a way that we truly create diversity of thought and perspective in the workplace, not just at the entry level, but at the middle and at the top. And the middle level, as she explains, is when people get out of the career to take care of family, raise family, get out of touch with what's going on, because their priorities are shifting. But how do we help women become entrepreneurs and get back in their seat, so to speak, to continue their journey? And how do we support them through it all? And Shubhi, you have done this by integrating technology and bringing women to the table and making learning and development a collaborative investment. Talk to us about what prompted you to do this.
I don't think, first of all, again, thank you for having me, on your show. But I don't think it was just one moment in life that went, aha, I am going to go away and build Uplevyl. I think today Uplevyl is a reflection in many ways of many small moments of either experiences or watching other women go through their own sets of experiences that has culminated in me building Uplevyl. And I say me because at the beginning it was me, but in reality it is a village now, and a village that includes amazing women like all of you and lots of amazing male allies that have come together who understand that the traditional process or the traditional approach that we have taken to developing women clearly is not working, because year after year, McKinsey produces this study of thousands and thousands of corporates and women within corporates that they interview that show that we start out at almost 50-50 at entry level. And by the time we get to senior level and C-suite, those numbers really dwindle. Why? And there is a broken rung, and the broken rung happens somewhere in our early to mid stage of our careers. And so either women stay stagnant in their roles, or they exit the workforce. And that's not good for the women, it's not good for the families, and it's not good for society. So we really need a really radical, different approach to figure out how to support women. But women are not one monolithic group, We all women are different races, different ages, marital status, parental status, socioeconomic backgrounds. There are so many factors that go in to really coming up with what is unique about me, and as such, what unique resources I need. So this one size fits all kind of approach that corporates take. So corporates have two approaches: one size fits all, or we'll give you executive coaches. And in reality, I think everybody needs an executive coach, but it's not scalable because it's such an expensive proposition. And we need our help around professional, our personal, our financial sides of our lives. It's, again, not just let me give you professional help. That doesn't work. So lots of challenges, lots of problem sets, and hence that's what Uplevyl is trying to solve.
You know, I am absolutely thrilled that you are on our show, because I heard about Uplevyl and joined in. We started getting their emails, found them all very intriguing, went on my phone, looking at your app and that, and was just really fascinated with this concept of technology and AI by women for women. I just love the entire concept. And truth be told, I am slowly being dragged into the 21st century, but there's some bit of technology, something that's got to be done, and I figure it out. And how do I turn on my computer? Maybe it's not that bad. And so I know that a lot of women really are hesitant about technology. And how have you found it? How have you found being able to help women who are not technologically oriented to feel comfortable with technology and to feel like, yeah, I can figure this out? And now you're giving them the tools to figure it out. So how do you help women, grapple and feel comfortable with technology?
So when we have women join Uplevyl, we don't really advertise it as an AI tool, in the sense that AI to me is just a tool. What we really want to help the women with is supporting them across their professional, their personal, their financial lives. And at the same time, from a work perspective, helping them either to develop or demonstrate their business, their financial and their strategic acumen. I think women are very comfortable with technology, because if you are able to use Google, then by definition, you know how to use technology. And that's how simple technology should be, because Google has been using AI forever and ever and ever, right? We know that. People who use Netflix, people who use Spotify, what's powering that? It is AI. It just so happened that in November last year, when ChatGPT got launched, all of a sudden, there was a whole different technology at the fingertips of the everyday person. And not only that, the everyday person can actually go away and create various applications using different large language models like ChatGPT, right? I think that was that awareness that got created. But it's been there, but just the ability now for most people to be able to develop applications has been really brought to the forefront by these LLMs. So when I think about Uplevyl, there are two things. One is obviously the women that come in and use the platform, and they're just members or users, as people would say. But what I really want is women to then come in and join Uplevyl and say, oh, okay, I see a piece of technology built by women for women. And if these women can do it, why not me, right? That will be really powerful, which is, hey, because otherwise, almost over 95% or more than that, technology has been built by men. So psychologically, we all have this construct in our mindset, oh, tech is something men build and we women use. And I think we're trying to shift the paradigm, saying, if these women can build Uplevyl, we can join them and that'll be awesome. But we can also go away and build it ourselves. And how amazing would that be?
I love the aspect of inspiring women, because women are so good at scanning the environment, absorbing what's going to serve them and the ones they love, and jumping into it with such hope and faith and figuring out how to make it work, because we inherently have that capability. And so all you're doing is tapping into that capability and making it available to women, right? Build it and they would come, Field of Dreams. So this is Shubi's version of let's build it and they will come. what's coming up for me? I also had the pleasure of being on your platform and being interviewed and understand the way this process works. Talk to us about why you drive it from a soundbite, digestible chunks of information so that you ladder the knowledge and the learning journeys to bring women to a point where they can go out there and comfortably do what they do. You have a unique way of doing it. Talk to us about why you came up with it and how is it working?
So, at our very heart, like most AI companies, we are a data company. And you cannot be a data company if you don't start out with good data. And I don't mean just good data in terms of bits and bytes, but really good data in terms of understanding your audience. And so it so happened that we started the company in early 2020, which was the year of COVID. But it all gave us a lot of time to really perform very good data and research with women from around the world. And some of the things that we learned from a lot of women were, look, in a time, women are time starved. So they have these nooks and crannies in their lives when they can actually absorb content and information. And so what we found out is that women had a strong preference for video first, but it wasn't that, clear cut. It was when they have time during the day, like I said, in the nooks and crannies, it is, I want to watch video. But if I'm on the tube or the subway, rather, I may have time to either listen to a longer piece of podcast, or I may be, depending on the time of the day, I just want to sit and read one long article. But over time, we got a good sense for what really works for women, right? So that was the other aspect of personalization, providing women that content in the form that they want depending on the time and place where they are. So that was a big aha moment for us. And then the other is, again, this is where the personalization engine kicks in, where, the way we work with our content is we bring only women experts onto the platform to help to create this content. But then in the back end, the AI engine starts to string a lot of the content together. So in the case where we interviewed you, we had, specific topic that we interviewed you for, but there might be another expert that said something kind of adjacent to it, where the AI engine will now start to pull, and that's what we call it, both the recommendation engine and the generative AI. It's been trained by us to think about how to smartly link this content, because think about each one of you as a brain trust, but the power of the AI is now to take this brain trust and exponentially make it even bigger. And that's what Uplevyl does, is that 1 + 1 becomes almost infinite.
Yeah. I'm really fascinated by your comment earlier that men build things and then women use it. There's nothing wrong with that. But your notion of let's give women the confidence and the skills to be able to build things as well. And it sounds like you have a real passion toward helping women. And I'm in addition to Uplevyl, what you've done, I'm really interested in what has driven this passion within you to help women. What like parts of your background or upbringing or experiences impel you, push you toward helping women?
I am the first one in my family to go to college and also work in the corporate world. My grandmother was incredibly intelligent, but didn't have those opportunities. The person between my grandmother and me is my father. My father, in many ways, the classic stereotypical man, if you will, very intelligent, mechanical engineer, professor, but so influenced by his mother that he was going to make sure that his daughter was going to be successful in a construct that was created by men. So he did everything to push me, to help me, truly my biggest force in life, right? And in many ways, I think I'm really carrying my grandmother's and his legacy to continue to make this world a better place for women, to continue to help to break those barriers. And he always said, each one of us has our own unique gift. We got to figure out what that gift is and leverage that, right? And so as a professor, he was always also very focused on helping his women students, not that he didn't help his male students, but really help those women students because he really wanted them to be successful, because he thought the more women, more mechanical engineer women he put out there, that will become that flower effect, right? So that's sort of what I grew up with. And I think that's who I am in terms of now where I'm in my life, to be able to use my experiences and my expertise, as limited as it might be, to be able to help, the future generations of women to do even more.
That is such a powerful picture you paint, Shubi, because it's your grandmother and your dad, right? So you grew up in an environment where the male influence was investing in you so that you can become something that he saw his own mother had the potential for.
Correct.
So you were the investment to break the cycle, right?
Yeah.
So
That's
your
right.
grandmother and your father created a cycle-breaking environment, and you were their gift to society, right? And you grow up embracing that. When you take that journey and vision and superimpose on the kind of women you're helping today all over the world, what are your hopes and dreams for girls growing up today, 15, 20 years from today? What do you want to see in the world? And the reason I ask this is both genders look at problems and take different perspectives. Therefore, the solutioning is different. And we're living in a world where problems created by men cannot be solved by the same men that created the problems, right? That's one of the definitions of insanity. So how do we bring women into the mix and their perspective taking and their nurturing to make this a different world? And how do you see Uplevyl influencing that journey?
Yeah, my undergrad is in computer science engineering, so I've always been somehow in this world of technology, even though I was in a big finance career. But there was always that curiosity and that love for learning. And so as I've observed this over the last 30, 35 years of my life, it feels like today we're truly being hurled into a much faster digital life, partly with AI, but there are just so many other, whether it's quantum physics, whether it's, what's the cyber side of the equation, whether you're thinking about getting more, men and women into space. So there is just so much in terms of technological advances that are happening. Now is the time, not only for women, I think, in my mind, to participate, but this is the age that we have to lead. But as soon as you say that, it feels very daunting to women, because all of a sudden they think, well, which means I have to be really heavy in STEM. And I'm not sure that is really true. I think maybe there's a core of us that probably need to be heavy in STEM, and that's only because, that's how our brains work, and so be it. But boy, there are so many other parts of this equation that we need really big brains in supporting the growth and big growth. And that is all about from the policies we need to set, the kind of products we need to prioritize, the way we actually start to educate people, the way, that approach itself, we need to start to think about. We're working with some really amazing women who are rethinking about how do we actually teach STEM to young girls. But not only that, how do we actually teach educators STEM, and not only that, not just the topics around STEM, but even when they're teaching liberal arts and science, even when they're teaching, topics that are not just hardcore STEM, how do they change their approach? Because you have to bring this digital world into the classroom. You have to bring it into our day-to-day lives. We have to start to ask ourselves those questions and be loud and clear about policies that are being set up, right? And so I feel like it's not just, oh, let me just go build a piece of technology. It's everything around it. Even how we think about marketing, how do we think about the law, how do we think about the finance and the accounting of these things, right? Going forward, we're going to have, there are going to be some really big questions. And so we are going to need women to start to look at their world, whatever that world is, and go, well, how does this, how will technology impact this, and what can I do to make sure that I'm not just a user, but I'm going to be a very loud participant in changing this.
Yeah. I'm so excited because I hear your passion, and I'm loving the notion that you're asking questions, and we need to ask new questions. We need to look at them from a female point of view as well. And I know our time is running down quickly, but I always like to ask our guests, what are some of the challenges that a couple of the challenges that you have faced either externally or internally in building this brand new platform by women for women?
Oh, now that could be its own show, but the big, obviously, challenge is when you build an AI-based platform, you have to start out with data. And believe it or not, getting gender data is very difficult. So Uplevyl, the first piece of data I had to build with the first 100 set of women that I brought in, and then word of mouth took over. And that's exactly how, I've had this amazing opportunity 3.5 years later to meet you and Cass, right? Because again, just through incredible women, we've been able to meet each other. And so that has been and continues. And I think it's just not for Uplevyl, but around the world. One of the things we have to do if we really want to build strong AI platforms, so let's say just truly AI for women around women's health. Well, you can only do that if you have good AI data, like data for AI around women's health. But we know clinical studies more often than not do not include women in the studies. Man equals human is the default. And I think that is my biggest challenge.
That is a powerful reminder that we are living in a male construct, and it's about time that we step into our collective power, our collective responsibility, and build a future that behooves all of us. So as we are listening to your powerful message, Shubhi, how can our audience get a hold of you? How can they go and dip their toes into Uplevyl?
Please feel free to go to the App Store or the Google Play Store and download the app. Also, it's on the web. So on the web app, it's my.uplevyl.com. And then feel free to drop me a note at shubhi@uplevyl.com.
Fantastic. Thank you so very much for investing your time with our community to bring this insight and information, Shubhi, because we truly, Robin and I and the community truly are committed to lifting each other up, showcasing women who are making that possible, so that together we can build a world better than our mothers had it and we found it. So as long as we keep taking each other a level up every day, and that's why your business's name Uplevyl makes so much sense, even intuitively. Appreciate you making the time talking to us. And to the women out there, don't let your circumstances or what you grew up around define you. You get to change the story. You get to take yourself to the next level up. And boldly take that step. Reach out to women who can help you. And together, let's build a place that you and I and Robin and Shubhi, we can all be proud of.